Hello, it's Jeff Nerd, and today we're taking a look at Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. We'll take a look at the trailer, and I'm going to talk about the movie. Here we go.
4 years ago, in this quiet forest, in this cozy cabin, something happened. Something so frightening. Something so deadly. Something so evil. We prayed it would never happen again. Now, from the creator of Evil Dead comes Evil Dead 2.
I love the Linda's body with the chainsaw, the eye popping. I love all this. Is classic. This is probably Sam Raimi, absolute unhinged, 100% unhinged, which is amazing. Madness, madness.
Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn.
So good. That is so good. Oh my. Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. What I love about Evil Dead 2 is it's both a remake and a sequel to the first Evil Dead. They basically tried to ultimately the story is every time they made a new Evil Dead movie, they had rights issues trying to stinking show footage from the previous Evil Dead movie. So they kept basically having to remake each movie each time. So Evil Dead, first movie. Evil Dead 2, they had to remake a remake slash do a little bit of previously on Evil Dead before the movie to bring new audiences, and that's why the colon Dead by Dawn is there, because in some they won't even say Evil Dead 2, it would just say Evil Dead Dead by Dawn. But yeah, what else about the movie? I love how it basically just steps everything up and adds comedy and ramps up comedy. I don't know, like the first Evil Dead, people say it's funny. There are funny-ish moments, but I don't know, like you, not only funny in a either campy way or maybe perhaps an unintentional way. Evil Dead 2 is 100% like slapsticky, literal Three Stooges gags. Uh, but it's also amazing. Like Bruce Campbell with the possessed hand, and he's always like fighting with the hand, and then he flips himself over. That was pretty cool. There's also the blood and the gore is even more crazy but wackier this time. Like there's green blood and black blood, and it spews out the walls like cannons at Bruce Campbell. I love he the coolest thing you could probably put in any horror movie. And this is why Ashley Joanne Williams is his name, by the way. He's my favorite horror movie hero because there's nothing cooler than cutting off your hand and then attaching a chainsaw at the end of your wrist. That is the coolest thing I've probably ever seen ever in my entire life. And I've lived a long life. But anyway, what else about Evil Dead 2? I like the Professor Nobi. You get a little bit more of a backstory about Professor Nobi and also his daughter who comes in to try to visit and just finds nothing but mayhem. Uh, I love the tree gags were different this time around. And also like it gets crazy existential at a certain point. Like at the end when you finally see the monster and it's just this giant amassed grossness, and it has like blue blood when he stabs it and cuts into it, and then he gets sent back in time. What the fudge? Spoilers for the end of this movie, and that is just insane. Evil Dead 2 is the most insane, one of the most insane horror movies you could probably ever watch, and it's also so fun. The sound design is also amazing. If you have it on Blu-ray, Greg Nicotero has an amazing behind-the-scenes making of featurette where they just sort of you just see all of them in the shop, sort of fiddling around with their makeup effects and their animatronics and all this jazz. And it's so neat and so interesting to learn. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite movies. It's probably literally on my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I don't know where I would put it. Don't ask me. But it's like, is it my favorite Sam Raimi movie? Yes and no. Yes, probably. Yeah, probably is my favorite. It's probably my favorite. But also, Spider-Man 2 is probably my favorite Sam Raimi movie. And also, people hate Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. F you. I love that movie so much. And for some reasons, I do like. After watching Oz the Great and Powerful, which kind of is mid, Multiverse of Madness made me more happy in life than I probably ever thought. Like, that theatrical experience for me and my brother, for me, is one of my most memorable experiences because it was like I went in expecting one thing, I came out with a new Sam Raimi movie, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, goodbye. That was Evil Dead 2.